So how has the last 2 months been for you guys? I hope it was good. I know it's been a while since we've been over here, but since Opeth decided to delay their new album like a whole month, you know, I was going to dress up for this thing. I was going to be full-on Leon Kennedy for this video, but now that it's snowing already, it feels kind of too late for that now. So today we're just going to be red shirt me, or red hoodie me, talking about the most requested band I've had for quite some time now. Like, people have been wanting me to do Opeth for years now. Like, several Rank Your albums ago, like, someone tried to give me Damnation, and just like, yeah, it's a really good album, bitch. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for something new, and we finally got it. The Last Will and Testament was released today. Although, don't tell anyone. But I heard it like a couple days ago because it leaked, and you know, any chance I can get to get a head start, I'm gonna take. So yeah, I've heard the album a couple times now, so I think we're ready to get started. Okay, so a few disclaimers. I am a very casual Opeth fan. I own all the records, but I've really only go back to a handful of songs regularly. This was my first time listening to all of their records in 10 years, since before Pale Communion came out, because Heritage was the newest album at the time when I started listening to them, and that was the first time I heard them, and I just listened to them again over the last like month and a half. So keep that in mind going forward. And another one, we all love all these albums. Like, I've been watching a lot of, I've been, you know, going through a lot of like Opeth like subreddits and fucking other people's tier lists, and just getting a gauge for how the other fans think about them. And I see all the time, and no matter what album is in last place, you get the people like, oh man, that's one of my favorite albums. And it's like, yeah, guys, okay, all these albums are incredible. Okay. Most of them are incredible. There's a couple that I'm not a big fan of, but just because I'm not a big fan of them doesn't mean you can't be, okay? Just like my favorites are going to be at the bottom of some of your lists. So that's just kind of how it works, man. So we got 14 records here, and I would say there's like 5 ones. Okay, these bottom 5, I'm not gonna do a tier list, but I guess I will just mention where they would go if I was to do one. Okay, so let's start off with our D tiers. In last place, yeah, this is probably a surprise to no one, but yeah, Heritage is just so not interesting. Like, Slither was an okay song. Folklore is easily the best song on here. I mean, what's the Devil's Orchid is the big one on here, but even that one, I was just like, whatever. At least Folklore actually kind of like goes a little hard. Because my biggest problem with this record is that every time something cool happens, like there's a part in Famine where it was actually pretty engaging, and then it always just like cuts off, and just to meander some more. Like, a lot of this record is just meandering. Like, a lot of slow, nothing really going on, like very keyboard heavy. And, you know, we'll get to, you know, the first couple of records in a bit here, but I feel like since this was the first in this new era of Opeth, like, everything they put out after this one was just better in every single way. I would say mostly everyone would probably agree that the old stuff is better than the new stuff. And there's like the two high variations of the band. You got the heavy shit and the new shit. The old heavy shit isn't as good as the new heavy shit. The old new shit isn't as good. The old new shit is not as good as the later new shit. Okay? In the heavier era of the band, they got a lot better as they went on. In the new era of the band, they got a lot better as they went on. Okay? So this is the first one, and it's the worst one. Okay, so maybe the new shit didn't end the best because Inot of Venom is up next, and like I said, I know this record has its fans, and I wish I was one of them, but this is their longest album to date, and I just really wanted it to be over by like 45 minutes in, and it's like an hour and 6 minutes. I was just done. Like, Heart and Hand is pretty solid still, but I really just felt nothing for everything else. Now, I felt the exact same way when it first came out too. Like, I never went back to it. And going back, I was just like, yeah, I still just do not care about this record. Yeah, it's like I only put it slightly above Heritage because it is far more cohesive. It's just way too long, and by this point, I was just kind of like, all right, I'm really just done with this era of Opeth. All right, yeah, and now we're getting to their first couple of records. Morning Rise, again, people really like this record. It would be really cool to see where they took the shot of the bridge. Like, that's a cool tourist spot, I guess, for the band. But, yeah, this thing, it just feels so bloated. Like, all the songs are 10 plus minutes. One even hits like 20 minutes. It's just, I do not care that much about it. Yeah, the record length is damn close to Inot of Venom. Like, they're both over an hour. And the biggest problem with these first couple albums is just like they feel so juvenile compared to everything else that comes afterwards. Like, there's one part in like the ending section of Night and the Silent Water, yeah, like with the acoustic part and the section following after that. Like, I really like the chord progression there, but other than that, like, there's just a whole lot of I don't care about this at all on this record. And now for the debut, Orchid. Once again, just very juvenile. And this is exactly what I was saying when I was talking about Heritage, how everything they did after that was so much better. Like, these first two records, it just feels like everything you're listening to on them, they just have way better versions of like 3 or 4 albums afterwards. Like why even go back to like these kind of records? Like, there are some good parts. Like, I super fuck with the slow acoustic part in Under a Weeping Moon. Twilight Is My Robe has some really great clean sections. The first track in The Midst You Was Standing was pretty solid. You know, like, it really has its moments, but it's just long as hell. And if I want old Peth, I will just listen to anything after these first 2 albums. And that would do it for my D tiers albums. So next up, we move on to the C stuff. All right, so Sorceress pretty much just has the main 3. The title track is fucking awesome. Excellent song. Really like how just really huge and massive that main riff feels. And the chorus is great. I even like the quirky ass little ending part that just kind of goes pretty ham. Yeah, great song. The Wildflowers I also very much enjoy. Like, the verse is a little whatever, but I really like the chorus. Fucking burning eyes in a funeral pyre, blinding light, and the flames grow higher, or whatever he says. Yeah, I really like that part, and the whole ending bit where it's the boo doo doo doo, like, it's like the heaviest part of the whole record. That part's awesome. But do not sleep on motherfucking Will o' the Wisp. Will o' the Wisp is like probably, like, as far as Opeth goes, that's my second favorite song. Like, of the last, now it feels weird saying the last 4 albums because we just got a new one and it's not anything like the other ones. Okay, so besides Last Will, like, in the last 4 albums, Will o' the Wisp is my second favorite song. That song is so goddamn good. And yes, it does straight up just sound like a Jethro Tull song, but it kicks at a lot of ass. Absolutely fucking love Will o' the Wisp. It is so goddamn good. Love the acoustic shit. Love the vocal melody. It just, fuck. That is such a good, goddamn good song. It's a great song. But yeah, everything after those three is like, I don't give a shit about anything else. Like, Sorceress 2 was just felt unnecessary. Seventh Sovereign was just whatever. Like, and like from Chrysalis to like the end of Fleeting Glands was just so uninteresting. But like the ending of Fleeting Glands and like Era were pretty okay. So yeah, it's not until the last two tracks where anything. So yeah, it's not even to the last two tracks where anything else grabbed me. Because yeah, everything in that middle section, I don't give a shit about. So yeah, only because I fucking love those three songs, especially Will o' the Wisp. That's the main reason why it's up here. Had it not been for those songs, man, holy shit, this would be like probably right under Incauda. But yeah, those three songs definitely save it. Alrighty, and now we get to the latest release, The Last Will and Testament. This is where I would put it if I had it, but it is currently being shipped, so I'm not waiting. This is kind of an important record for them because me and I'm sure a lot of other fans were just like pretty much done with their newer stuff. And when they first dropped Paragraph 1, I think everyone was flipping their shit. Like the first time I heard it, I was like, it was fine, but the second time I heard it, I was like, like, okay. There's a lot to say about this record. Like I said, Heritage was the newest record when I became a fan. So I never got to experience Michael Growling. So after 10 years, and he finally comes back and does it, like, obviously he did it live, but live, like, you can't hear shit. Like, it's never going to be as good as, unless it's a really, really good mix, like, it's never going to be as clean as a record. When he fucking says, while I wallow in self-pity, like, while I wallow in self-pity, like, the way he fucking says it, he sounds so goddamn good. It sounds so damn chunky and and he's one of the few growlers where you actually understand what he's saying. What I confess to you is my final plight, or whatever the fuck he says. It's just like, fuck, he sounds really good. I can understand why people really missed it now, because now that I've heard it, damn, it sounds really good. But besides that, like, Paragraph 4 was pretty damn good too. It's cool flute stuff. We have Ian Anderson, speaking of Jethro Tull from fucking Sorceress. He's on here, plays some flute, says some stuff, leaves. Yeah, 1, 4, and 6 were all pretty damn good. And then the last track, Story Never Told. That was a great song too. Really liked the intro. That sounded so damn nice. Okay, so this is why it's only at number 9, because this is really, it's like the fucking coffee. It's like the coffee of Opeth, where it really is going to be an acquired taste, because this whole thing feels like a Broadway play. Like, there's characters, there's a whole fucking, whole concept behind it. And I could just see this whole thing like being on ice. Coming next year, Opeth on Ice featuring A Last Will and Testament. And that's really my biggest problem with it, is it feels like a play, because it basically is. Because if there's characters and multiple fucking people doing spoken word, it's literally a fucking play. And I don't like plays. That's the whole reason I don't like Arion. Which, I mean, that project has some really cool stuff in it, but I can't get past the fucking stage performance of it all. And this is the same thing with this one, where like the concept can be a bit much, and it's very chaotic. Like, there's a lot of fucking changes. Like, it doesn't stay in one place. it really feels like fucking Heritage, except if Heritage had some balls and some growls. Like, that's basically what this record is. And it very much stands out amongst all the records. Like, there is no other album that sounds like this one. So that's pretty cool. You know, maybe later on it'll fucking bump up more. Yeah, it's a cool piece of music, but not one I think I'm going to revisit all that often. Oh yeah, also a quick sidebar about this. When the S3 dropped, I remember there was some fucking moron in the comment section. I wish I could fucking find it again. But he was like, oh, I thought Opeth was back, but I guess it's back to the same old shit. Meh, 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 because it doesn't have growls, so it instantly means it's bad. I bet you're feeling pretty fucking stupid right about now, huh? Because the same thing happened. If any Trivium fans out there, if you were there when Sin in the Sentence dropped, like because the record before that had no screaming also, and even Vengeance Falls, the record before that one, had very minimal. So like people were really craving it. And when they dropped the title track, it had it, and people were like, yes, the growls are back. And the second single they dropped was Heart From Your Hate, which has no fucking screaming. And just like Last Will and Testament, some moron was like, oh, well, I thought Trivium was back, but I guess we're back to the same old boring shit. And they dropped the whole record, and it's like the only fucking song. Well, there's only one other song that doesn't have any screaming. It's like, man, you people just like... Some of y'all out there are just so impatient and just think, like, oh, the whole record is going to be like this, I guess. Meh, meh, meh. I guess that one fucking single they dropped was the only one that was going to be heavier. Yeah, I'm sure of it. I just wanted to ramble on just some fucking moron I ran across. But yeah. Yeah, because I think S3 and the last track are the only ones with no growls. So, yeah, very much... Yeah, Last Will and Sin in the Sentence are very, similar in the reception and release history. So, I think it's kind of cool.
I suppose nothing hurts you.
Only pain.
Okay, so now we're moving on to the B tier. All right, first up we have My Arms, Your Hears. Shout out to Greg for that excellent Conan x Opeth hybrid video. Hope you're doing good out there, man. Good stuff. So yeah, this was a fucking big step up. I mean, maybe not huge. There's only 2 records between them, but compared to the first 2 records, My Arms, Your Hears was like at least a very noticeable improvement. The intro to Amen Corner is so fucking gnarly. Yeah, that was a big standout for me. Actually, I mean the whole song kind of rips. It's not just the intro, but the intro I really did like. And you follow that up with Demon of the Fall, which holy fucking shitballs. Like, I know they added some effect to it, but the way he actually sounds like a fucking hellspawn when he growls in that song specifically was so fucking good, man. But yeah, this is kind of what I mean by, you know, the first 2 records being whatever because the shit just got better. This one is just a lot better than both those combined. So it's like, I'm not even going to go back to the first 2 because I could just go back to My Arms, Your Hears because shit rips. Shit rips pretty damn hard. And speaking of ripping hard, man, holy fuck. Watershed is probably the most brutal record they've done. Like, Hair Apparent, it just sounds so pissed off. Like, it just... Because, yeah, this was the first record with, at the time, the new... They swapped members with this one. So I don't know. Maybe just Michael just took it personally and was just really angry. And he wrote this thing. And it just it goes so hard, man. There's a lot of great tracks on this. Fucking, like I just mentioned, Heir Apparent. Really angry song. Sounds awesome. I think Burden seems to be the big one on here, and it's pretty easy to see why. Like, it's really clean. It's really good. Fucking the Porcelain Heart was damn pretty good. Yeah, Heir Apparent, Burden, and Porcelain Heart. Those three big highlights for me on this one. And yeah, this was the last of the growls for a long time, and I really, up until paragraph 1 came out, I was like, guys, get over it. You can just go back to listen to these. But now that they're back, I get it, man. I get why people were so upset that they were gone. But yeah, I honestly, this one is really good. Did I mention this is an A tier? I don't know if I mentioned that, but yeah, we're in A tier now. But the albums above this one, they just have more highlights for me. Despite this one having those 3 good songs, everything else is pretty okay. But yeah, it just keeps getting better. Okay, are we all ready to step on some toes now? Because this is going to be my fucking hottest take in this video for the album that's coming up next. Because Ghost Reveries is only at number 6. Oh boy, I can already feel the fucking axes in my back. Alright, man. Look. Ghost of Prediction is a fucking awesome song. Really like the acoustic bit. I think it's one of their finest moments in their entire career. Beneath the Mire, the ending was sick. Like, holy shit. Oh, we'll just play it. Yeah. Yeah, this part fucking rips. Good shit. Bro, Harlequin motherfucking Forest. I swear to God, this is Martin Lopez's best fucking performance. He was hitting so many motherfucking tasty ass fills. I was like every 10 seconds, I was like, oh shit, man, hell yeah. Oh, fuck yeah, dude. That is, love that shit, man. But yeah, that's his fucking best, one of his best performances, man. And then we have the build-up and release in Grand Conjuration. Like, this whole part, where it just like keeps escalating. Yeah. Yeah, it's a great fucking track. And then, yeah, Isolation Years, clean, good as fuck. But yeah, it's really good, man. It is pretty fucking good, I'm not gonna lie. Because then there's tracks like Atonement and Hours of Wealth, which I don't give a shit about, like, at all. Bang of the Hounds was like, okay. But yeah, like, at this point, so many records, some of these albums just have so many good songs to them. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's really good. There's a lot of really good albums. Sorry to the fucking Ghost Reveries fans, but I just really like a lot of these albums. What's that I smell? Is that the most underrated Opeth record to date? Yes, sir, it is. Motherfucking Pale Communion. Stop sleeping on my boy, man. You better stop sleeping on it, because Eternal Rains Will Come is my favorite clean Opeth song. Hands down. Flat out. With every song with no growls in it, this is the best fucking track. Holy fucking shit, dude. Like, it just has such a desperation vibe to it that just like nothing else. I mean, maybe not nothing else, but it's just done so well. Like, what's it, Martin Axelrod, like, his fucking ride and ghost note game was fucking unmatched, man. Like, that shit sounds so good. The lyrics, the vocal delivery, Eternal Rains Will Come, We Should Say Goodbye, just like the way he says that and sings it, and the little like the keyboard thing. The keyboard dude, I'm sorry I don't know your name, but you are the unsung hero of this this band, because your work is fucking amazing. Cusp of Eternity is pretty solid too. Goblin is just a straight up jam. Everyone loves River. That's like the biggest one on there. Although, for me personally, dead ass, Faith in Others, man. This song, like I mentioned a couple times already, I haven't fucking heard this album in full since it came out 10 years ago. And the moment the fucking part in Faith in Others came on, I just got a eureka blast to the past. Like, I remember exactly how that melody went, and I haven't heard it in 10 years. Like, I can't believe how long I've been sleeping on this song. I feel so ashamed because Faith in Others is their fucking most underrated song. And this is the most underrated album. Like, I don't give a shit. This album is fucking awesome. Amazing. And not even the fact that it was my first new Opeth album, because like I said, I didn't even fucking listen to it more than once. So that's not even part of it, because usually those records are like my number one favorites. But this one's still pretty good. Yeah. You stop sleeping on Pale Communion, man. Fucking a great record. Alright, so Deliverance is just another good ass album. Like, the title track, I think everyone besides me up until about a month ago was like, yeah, this song's kick ass. And I finally understand why it kicks so much ass. Because, like, it's literally just a part of my language, but I don't even know how else to describe this track. But it's literally just like 13 minutes of cum. Like, that's all it is. It's such a good damn song. You know, obviously this is the heavier side to Damnation. But even this one has some clean moments. And in this song, it has a great goddamn clean section. And then the chords that come in after that are so damn good. And just like the ending, like 4 minutes of like that whole thing is fucking awesome. Fair Judgment had some really cool moments in it too. This fucking part in the last track, holy fucking shit, that part's fucking kick ass. And like the only song on here where I'm like whatever is Master's Apprentice, because it feels extremely repetitive. But like, especially at the beginning and any few minutes, it just felt like that song could have been a lot shorter. But other than that, just it's really good, man. It's a really good album. So yeah, shout out to this, what was supposed to be a double album, which would have been probably one of the fucking best double albums ever fucking released. Because up next we have the other side of that, which is Damnation, coming in at number 3. And, you know, I think this is a lot of people's favorite clean record. And, you know, that kind of like makes me wonder why. Why was Damnation held at such high regard while the other 4 were like tossed aside? Like, what was so different about Damnation compared to the other 4? I mean, granted, it's my favorite clean record too, although it's just a little bit above Pale Communion, because that album had a couple songs where I was like, kind of whatever, like, yeah, Voice of Treason, like, meh. Elysian Woes was like, meh. But this one doesn't have anything like that, because, yeah, Window Pane, In My Time of Need, and Hope Leaves, those 3, they're like the big 3. And, you know, it's easy to see why, like, I don't dislike anything on here. So, yeah, of course, those songs are great. But I gotta shout out my boy, my motherfucking boy, To Rid the Disease. Fuck. Best song on here. Just these chords. Okay, I can't do this because we're just gonna go through the entire fucking song. Yeah, I have lost all trust I had in you. Like that part, the fucking like the organ thing in the chorus, the fucking boom boom bo doo doo doo, that fucking bass line in the verse. fuck, man. Like, honestly, okay, to be fair, the only thing where I'm like, whatever, is Weakness. Because I really do not understand why they did not end this record with ending credits. Like, why couldn't those just been swapped? Or, like... It's because Weakness is just, like, a whole lot of, like, whatever. But it's fine. But yeah, those 4 tracks, man, son of a bitch. Really damn good, okay? Really damn good. But, of course, we got to get into even gooder stuff. Because good old Still Life is coming up next. Obviously, the track opens up with The More. Which, funny story about The More. Like I said, I'm a very casual fan. And I've seen them like twice now. The first time I saw them, they played... like I was... we were talking to this dude... this random dude, and who he like faps over Still Life, and like I think The More was his favorite song, and I didn't know it at the time. So when they started playing it live, I was like, what song is this? And the way he was like, it's The More, man. Like, he was just so offended that I didn't know what song it was. I'm sorry, dude, but okay, now I understand why. I understand now. Yes, The More is a fucking kick-ass song. Benighted is a fucking really nice, clean track. Really like that. Like, I think what is especially great about Opeth in this era, which I haven't seen anyone mention, but the way fucking Martin Lopez, like, you have these crazy chords, which... I think anyone else would just fucking like blast over them, but instead he comes in with these fucking halftime beats, and it just makes this like great hybrid. Like this part in Facing Melinda, like this could easily be like double bass and shit, but he just fucking grooves in it. And I think that is such a fucking power move from him, man. Such a power move. And then my favorite song on here, actually, is going to be Serenity Painted Death. Like, again, it's just 9 minutes of just straight fucking incredible shit. Like, seriously, this record is an hour long, and it flew by like a TV episode. Like, it's so well paced and just so many nasty moments. You know? Like... And unlike every record that came before this, where like they're all about an hour, and like My Arms Are Yours gets a little bit of pass, but the first 2 records they just like went on forever, and this is the same length, and it's just like so incredibly better. It's such an improvement over everything else that came before it. It's crazy. The jump was insane. It's literally like if fucking Pink Floyd went from Atom Heart Mother to fucking Wish You Were Here. Like, that is such an insane jump. It's crazy. It's a fucking phenomenal album. But of course, yeah, no surprises here. I'm fucking basic bitch when it comes to Opeth, because obviously number 1 is going to be... motherfucking Blackwater Park, or as a good old friend Josh lovingly referred to it as Fapwater Park. And if anyone remembers, if any of you saw my CD or like my music collection tour when I was talking about my vinyls, I did mention that I had one extra one that I didn't show because it was going to be a spoiler. Here it is. Fucking Blackwater Park. Absolutely fucking phenomenal record. Holy motherfucking Christ. Like, I am not unique in this. I think this is most people's favorite album because it is damn near fucking perfect. Like, yeah, Leper Affinity was the first song I was shown, and I was just like fucking... Like, there are so many good riffs There's so many good riffs, man. Fucking Jesus Christ. I could sit here and gush about it for like an hour. Yeah, Leper Affinity, I'm just gonna fucking play it because I learned it. And the fact the whole thing was written in fucking E standard is fucking crazy. But like the fucking, that one part where it's like... like whatever it goes. I never learned that part, but yeah, those fucking chords, man. That part, and then at the end when he's like, pierce the night, and he fucking pierce the night. Ugh. Like that drop is so fucking nasty. And then like in the fucking beginning of that, when it's like when it first goes to double bass. And fucking Martin Lopez hits the fucking crash. Okay, we're just gonna fucking do this. Oh fuck, man, that is so good. And then, oh yeah, dude, shit goes hard. Okay, and then we get the fucking Bleak, which fucking shit. Michael and Steven's harmony vocals, like. Can you get any more peak? Bleak, more like fucking peak. Shit sounds so motherfucking good, man. And then Harvest, motherfucking Harvest. No shit. I actually recorded myself doing a vocal cover to that song because it was one of the few things I can actually like kind of like hit. I don't have that anymore, so don't ask for it. But yeah, fucking Harvest. My boy Matt Heafy from Trivium covered it, and I fucking really like that. The Drapery Falls, bruh. The fucking rhythm section. Like I don't know the whole top bit, but when it goes down to this fucking. Like, those fucking chords, man. That shit is so fucking nasty, man. Oh, my Lord almighty. Man, it's just fucking really good, man. It's just really good. Fuck. And, okay. To be honest, Dirge for November and Funeral Portrait, I'm not a big fan of. Like, there's not a lot in there for me. But then the title track comes back and it fucking finishes off so nicely. Yeah, man. It just beats ass. Like, fuck, man. Water Park, man. Motherfucking Water Park. Can't get enough of it. Alrighty. Well. And that is going to do it for my Opeth ranking. I hope you guys... thank you for your patience while you waited several years for me to do this. But yeah, they have a lot of good stuff. Like, yeah, I think S tier would be from Damnation. Damnation, Still Life, and Water Park are like S tiers. Deliverance, Communion, Pale Communion, Ghost Reveries was like A, I would say. Yeah, shit's good. But yeah, thank you. Now that it's almost December, I guess at this point, just stay tuned for my 2024 albums ranked. So we'll see how my opinion of Last Will changes by then. By like 3 weeks, yeah, we'll see how much it changes. But yeah, I'll see you all then.